Hello.
I can't hear myself.
Your mic's not on.
That's because your mic's not on.
I can't hear myself. Oh.
Oh.
It was a precaution that I took, and I was right to do so.
Precautionary measures.
Today I'm going to try something a little bit different. Let's see if you guys can figure it out.
All right.
Not now.
You can do that with your penis?
Do we have to do penis jokes every single night?
Because we are dudes.
We get it out of our system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're a bunch of dudes.
It's just like.
Why are you standing?
Because I'm better than you.
Or actually, is it because we're better than you? That's why we're sitting?
We're in
the conformist.
we're in a relaxed position.
I am conforming to nonconformity.
Go back to work.
I am working.
Oh, can you please record the pod like that? That'd be amazing.
Just behind this red curtain.
Pay
mine.
no attention to the man behind the curtain.
We can only hear what he thinks, but we cannot see
what he
what
says.
he says.
Those are all the wrong sense. Nothing.
Nobody has any idea what we're talking about.
Nope. It's a good thing this is all gonna get caught out. Hey, Nikansi. Hey, Khan. You should try. You should start us off.
And again, we are always laughing.
And welcome to Hidden Shadows of the Secret Chamber. I'm Khan. That's Alex.
Woo!
And that's Nikansi. That was a cough.
Apparently, we are cartoon characters today. What's up, guys? It's been a little while.
About a week.
About a week since we've seen you.
Hope you enjoyed the special episodes.
Yeah.
Because we are working towards some more formatting and reviews. All the fun stuff.
Just to make it funner for you guys, and so that you guys can have more things to listen to.
More content
More
is good.
content.
More
Yes.
ice cream flavors.
Yeah. 31 flavors of the Hidden Shadows.
Only 31. Once we hit episode 31, we have to come up with a new name.
We probably have to do 32 because Baskin Robbins does 31.
And that
And then
is
some.
patented.
Maybe.
There's a patent on the number 31 owned by Baskin Robbins.
Yep.
Oh, we just created a new flavor. Oh, move out one of the other ones because we can only have 31 flavors.
Only 31.
Somebody called Ben and Jerry. They're rising. They need to keep having, quote, limited edition flavors, which, by the way, they had a late night like Jimmy Fallon flavor. It had potato chips in it.
That
It
sounds
was actually-
weird.
It was great.
That sounds so gross.
I'm scared of it,
It was so good though.
but I have to try it.
Funny
I don't know
story
if you get it
today.
anymore.
Yes.
Somebody told me that their grandma likes to put cheese on her
Where?
cherry pie.
Oh. What?
Yeah, and
Not
it's
like-
the
like
grossest thing
cream
to this person.
cheese,
No,
or-
just like a slice of cheese.
What the hell?
But then I came to the conclusion that I like to put cheese on my tomato pie.
When is the last time you had a tomato pie?
Probably a couple weeks ago when we ordered Papa
he's
John's.
He's
Right?
talking about.
I was no.
God
I know
damn.
where he was going. You're the one who ruined it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was gonna mention that we should have ordered a tomato pie
We should have.
with some extra
Man, that sounds amazing.
some extra things on it, like some dairy, some protein.
Well, let's get on to recommendations of the week.
What y'all been watching this week?
I just watched A Wrinkle in
Ooh. How was it? Now, how was it? Because I read this book when I was in 6th grade, and I loved it. It was dope.
I read the graphic novel,
Mhm.
which is like this thick.
Did you guys see that? So Nikansi cupped his own breasticle.
And the graphic novel was amazing, so I was excited for this film. and we just saw it the other day, and visually amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way they break down magic is very interesting as well,
Yeah.
because it goes back to some of the older magic books that I was reading that are from the British library.
Okay.
which
Right.
is-
You were mentioning that magic was very deeply a part of like the Catholic Church back in the day.
a part of the whole world, really,
Okay.
until it started to, get too powerful
Uh-huh.
and dangerous.
Yeah.
Because if you don't understand how to use it properly, Harry Potter.
That's what happens.
Also, though, is the idea of magic is not strictly Western. There is other forms of magic in Eastern culture. Very, very strange to know like that there are just so many different flavors of the like you're doing something weird, and that's really strong. We're gonna have to like we're just gonna have to call it dark magic. Like, don't do that.
Interesting. But it's like it wasn't real, right?
Everything you watch has some type of magic in it, if you
Okay.
really watch it. And it's pulled from something. It's pulled from folklore, mythology, which ends up being some part of it becomes true. Some part of it. Even
Well, it
if
was-
it's the smallest part.
It was part of history.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot
That's
of
cool.
interpretation to go there because, I mean, a really easy example is alchemy is at its basis
Science.
science. It's
Yeah.
chemistry.
Right.
It's like, but the idea that there's another level of chemistry that is magic is totally plausible, and that's where you can start getting into like how crazy science has been getting. Like, if we went back in time 70 years ago with my computer, they'd be like, what the hell is that?
Obviously
You're
dark
nuts, like,
magic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, think about how I just actually recently watched this. This is not actually on my recommendation, but it was a fun movie. I believe it's called The Imitation Game.
Mm-hmm.
And Benedict Cumberbatch is Alan Turing, and he created the Turing test, which is the simplest way to say it is that it proves whether or not a robot is a human or not. So at what level is a robot performing as a like robot should, like doing the machine that you or doing the task that you set it to do.
Right.
So that's kind of the whole point of the Turing test, is to prove that it is in fact still a machine.
That's interesting. So
and-
it's under the suspicion that a robot is human.
Which is also another movie that we watched was Ex Machina. That involves a Turing test as well. And again, like, the computers work on a binary code, which is zeros and ones. So it's
Mhm.
either on or it's off, is kind of like how like that technology has evolved, right?
Right.
What I'm saying is, you go back 60 years, you're the fucking devil.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense. That's really cool. Definitely excited to watch Wrinkle in Time and get into all this craziness. I gotta watch Ex Machina apparently some point.
Yeah, it's some
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you need something that's more based in reality, though, you should probably watch The Imitation Game. Is just a really cool telling of Alan Turing as a like. It's more of a biopic.
Cool.
My
Oh.
recommendation.
or
Unless
if
you
you
wanna keep
really want to watch something set in reality,
Uh-huh.
A Wrinkle in Time.
Let's see what you did there. That was good.
My recommendation, also involving magic, is thanks to Myron. I've been looking at this online. I didn't know that Myron had actually gotten it.
No, the viewers have no idea who Myron is.
Sorry, Nakansi.
That's his name at home.
One of his nicknames.
I prefer Gandalf.
I believe it. Some people in some circles call it a knack name. They have a really bad habit, though. But my recommendation is there's a whole series edited and just compiled by a couple of different philosophy names, but there's a whole series of these like pop culture referenced philosophy books. And so it's a really easy way to introduce higher concept philosophy into stuff that you are already enjoying, right? So there's a lot of specifically with this, there's a lot of things in here that I was already talking about, and I was just thinking, man, I'm crazy. And then there's a book all of a sudden of like these same topics that I've been trying to talk to people about.
The most
It's really
amazing,
cool.
the most amazing thing is these psychologists, in order for you to understand it better, they break it down into what connects with you the most, which is very interesting because in A Wrinkle in Time, there is one of the goddesses, and the way she speaks to you is after she shakes your hand, so she can feel how you need to receive information.
Oh, that's
from
interesting.
from there, from your feeling, she is able to, because she is such an old being,
Powerful.
that she has so much history that she can pinpoint exactly what she needs to say in order for you to connect with it completely, understand it 100%.
It's like the ultimate understanding and the
Yeah,
ultimate way of communicating. That's so cool.
right.
Right.
Very cool.
And so again, there's an entire series on it. In particular, this is the Final Fantasy book. Nikansi has the Star Wars book,
Two of them.
two of them. There is South Park, Family Guy, The Daily Show, 24, Battlestar Galactica, Metallica, Watchmen, Twilight, The Office, even.
Yeah,
So
Very
there's
cool.
a lot of like cool pop culture stuff, and obviously like you've seen and heard some of them. But if you haven't recently like been analytical and thought a little bit more about what you're absorbing from these shows,
Right.
or how these shows make you feel too, there's a lot in this series of books that's like, no, this is completely like the logical reason, and there's understanding into like how you connect to them, like,
Kind of like the message
Yeah.
behind it. Yeah.
Or
That's really dope.
it's more of a tool to help you interpret the messages that you're trying to receive.
There you go.
So a like small little excerpt from the book, paraphrasing here, but it explains how maybe you connected to Cloud in Final Fantasy VII. Maybe you didn't. There is still like 9 different characters in the party that you'll connect to insert yourself into the story of Final Fantasy VII, and thus you're invested. You want to do good to the people of Gaia in Final Fantasy VII. And all of this, like, there's a lot of there's a lot of over-encompassing like storytelling techniques and things that I really appreciate, and I would love to elaborate on at other points, but I can do some of that because there's lots of cool things to absorb from this book as we continue going through the podcast.
Sweet. Super dope. My recommendation this week is Jessica Jones season 2. Super stoked on it. I loved season 1 and The Defenders on Netflix.
I still haven't watched season 2 of Iron Fist because that's what that is. That's what I've interpreted that is.
Yeah, I guess, right? And like kind of like
I heard it was way like Iron
almost
Fist was really cheesy.
Yeah, you know what?
Like-
Danny, the main character, Danny, was very childish, and like I feel like they almost made him a little too childish.
I knew what I was getting into, so I knew I would be easily entertained by it. So I don't mind cheese when I know it's going to be cheesy.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, in
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Jessica Jones, season 2, it's a cool, like, revealing of like Jessica's other sides, you know what I mean? And I feel like in the first season you only got like one dimension of her, which is like she just finds everything annoying, everything is a nuisance to her. And in this season everything's still kind of a nuisance to her, but you get to see more dimensions of Jessica. You get to see her being a little more vulnerable and allowing people into her life reluctantly, of course, because she's Jessica Jones. And then you get to find out a little bit about her past, how she got her powers, and maybe, without spoiling anything, a little bit about her family. So it's really cool. Like on episode 9, I think it just came out last Friday.
Yeah.
It goes to show what I've been doing with my time. But it's super dope.
Yeah, it sounds really. I mean, the first season was already so different from like other shows, and so it's really exciting to hear that like they gave us such a strong sort of female lead, and I say that because there's lots of different varying emotions from that character.
Yeah,
but still, like, it's a really great female lead because it's literally her series, and then now you get to have more personality to the character.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, it's really cool. Should we jump into the movie?
Which movie were we talking about?
What are we reviewing this week? This week we watched The Villainess, Kansi's Choice. It's a movie based in Seoul, Korea.
Seoul.
Is that how you
Yeah.
pronounce it?
I
feel
feel like a Korean.
I feel like a dumb.
She be about to bust in here. Like, it's pronounced Seoul.
That is our little sister who is
The
just
youngest shadow.
yeah, she's big on K-pop.
She's a Korea boo, but she hates when we say that.
She'll never admit it. So if you see her on Instagram, for sure call her out on it.
Hey,
Trang. Okay, so shall I go into my...
What is your 1 minute non-prepared excerpt?
the breakdown of the plot? I have nothing written. I do have notes written down, but nothing about the plot. I did it on purpose.
Let's
So
see
Khan
here.
is pulling up the timer.
Because I'm bad and I don't just have it set to, already be on here. So go.
This is
go
good
ahead.
podcasting. Let me know when to go. Go. Okay, so we got this dope chick who walks into basically a gym and just tears shit up like freaking video game first person shooter style. Apparently she's on a freaking killing spree because she's pissed off about something. Then she gets captured by some crazy secret organization. They force her to be civilized and lead a different life and basically make her have a baby, which is nuts. But then so she basically, they allow her to keep the baby and live a normal life as long as she gives him about 10 years of service. And then she tries to get back in touch with her. How am I doing on time? 5 seconds. Gets back in touch with her old teacher who taught her how to be a spy.
That was a really good 2-second cleanup because there's 2 seconds left. After.
That was good, and it didn't spoil any of the crazy shit that's about to happen.
Which, by the way, let's
you're
talk
welcome.
about our impressions of the movie.
Yeah.
That movie has some crazy shit.
Holy fuck.
It was. I mean, I feel like we need to rewatch it because it did deserve more focus from it. And
I focused.
you also fell asleep. I'm just saying. But
I did not fall asleep in this one.
Guys, we
one of the times I saw
live-
you did.
I was not. I did not fall asleep in this one.
I
we
did not.
live busy
I did
lives.
not. I did not.
This
Oh,
one has
hi,
been
Mark.
this one has been on our list for a while.
Yeah.
And I mean, I loved the action scenes, and most of the second act of the movie was still really engaging. And
Yeah, it wasn't so action packed.
Yeah. But I feel like the final act was it was definitely really action packed, but even then I was having I kind of feel like I had motion sickness by that point.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cool camera work, but it was still shaky. It was weird.
I thought the beginning was amazing. Middle was good. ending like kind of flattened out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like this movie was like, yeah, for sure the kills were super brutal. It was like the Korean version of the Atomic Blonde. I mean, you know what I mean?
Ooh.
Because like it was really gritty. It wasn't the typical, like the stereotypical, like sexy kung fu, action chick who's just kind of going in and like doing crazy scissor kicks and wrapping her head around a dude's face so he's like facing her vagina like, oh, it's a provocative no, she's like
Killing
she's
this man.
brawling, man. She's brawling, she's getting fucking hit back, and she's not walking out of there clean and sexy in a spandex or leather suit. No, she's fucking in there to fuck shit up. So that's what I appreciated about that movie.
This movie came out before Atomic Blonde, but I like Atomic Blonde more. And it's because of the cohesiveness of Atomic Blonde.
Like throughout the whole movie.
Yes,
Like-
the storytelling was it was a consistent pace, whereas this one in Villainous, the movie feels long,
Yeah.
and there's a point where you're near the end, the third act, and it just feels like it's dragging on.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're gonna draw comparisons to it anyway, also because Alex said it. But Atomic Blonde was definitely more refined in storytelling
Yeah.
because they knew how to give us just enough gas to get to the next part, and then
Yeah.
they hit us with a little bit more espionage storytelling, and then boom, we hit the gas again, like crazy stuff going on. And I mean, not to diminish the Villainous too hard, but movie was still amazing.
Yeah, the
Like,
ending was very satisfying.
Yeah,
You know what
I
mean?
felt like, just like Nakansi said, it did drag on, and I almost feel like I needed to watch it in 3 different segments. But at the same time, I really enjoyed the whole thing.
And a lot of that may be due to the fact that maybe Korean. I haven't watched many Korean films, but maybe it's because the pacing is just kind of different than what I was used to anyway. But yeah, the third act. I feel like the second act is what kind of dragged on, and the third act you're just like, all right, great, now it's finally here, and we can get some kind of closure to the whole plot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Let's not sell it short. Let's go into some badass moments that we all
Oh.
liked.
Pretty much the entirety of the opening scene. is-
Yes!
Oh, that was crazy. We're like, whoa.
That's like, I think that's like a 3 or 4 minute like badass moment.
It was
like, that
long.
whole-
no,
yeah.
it was at least a 10-minute long fight scene.
It was. I like just we were just rewinding it to like check out some shots.
Just to like
'Cause-
rewatch him. So basically in the beginning, like the opening scene, she's taking down like an entire building
Gang.
of guys.
Yeah.
Like Jason Statham, Fast and Furious 5 style.
Is
when
it Statham or Statham?
Statham?
Statham.
No, Statham.
It's
Statham.
It's Statham.
You know that like when he's like in the hospital and you just like he's like walking out and you see how everything's all fucked up. You know what I mean? Like he just like ran in there and just fucked everything up like a one person army. Well, she was like that, but you actually got to witness all the shit that went down.
It was like you were doing it.
It was because they did it like first person shooter style.
And I really appreciated. Again, there was definitely like they could still do that without being as shaky, but I still enjoyed like the intent of the effect of putting us into this immersion of like, no, you're here killing these guys too.
Yeah.
Like,
Right off
you're-
the bat.
They
like-
did it really well.
Like
It's like a
this
roller
is
coaster.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we all agree that was our
That was.
badass moment?
And one more thing about that scene, they had this amazing camera work where she's first you are her through the first person scene, and there's an attacker that grabs her head and slams her head into the mirror. So you see her expression through the mirror, and then it bounces back for you to see the outside perspective.
Yeah, then it goes to like third person.
Yeah, for a little bit, and then back to first person, which
yeah.
was crazy. That was cool.
Yeah, they switched perspectives on us, which just again so awesome. So,
But we can also make it smoother.
Khan would have liked a little more smoothness.
I was admittedly kind of motion sick, and I play a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like that's how shaky it was.
You know what? Like before I go on
Too big a rant.
too big of a tangent, it's kind of like how Lord of the Rings. I was kind of motion sick in a lot of the fight scenes because one, it was like kind of badly lit, and it just looked like chaos. Like a lot too much shake cam.
War never changes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but so I kind of get what you mean by like, oh yeah, you
Yeah.
felt a little motion sick, but I still think they did a fantastic job.
Oh,
With it.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
The beginning of the film was just really, really good.
mhm.
I, being me, I actually really enjoyed the majority of that soundtrack. It was really, really like. I was discussing this last night with my buddies when we were watching Baby Driver, and like, people really do forget about how much the soundtrack and all the sound effects add actual feeling and depth to the movie.
Right.
Like, but at the same time, if you ever watch a scene without all the audio track and you just have like the actor and their voice, you also get to see how much work the actor puts in.
Right.
So what I'm saying here is that there's separating them helps you appreciate the quality. Putting it together, there's a whole new piece of art working. And there was one scene that was kind of cheesy because we saw it coming. It was like I might be remembering a different part, unfortunately, because I'm having a little bit of trouble remembering all of it. But there was like some sad piano music and like coddling like a baby girl.
Oh yeah, and it was kind of like a contrasting, like the music from the like the music was so different from the moment that was happening. Like should be like a happy moment. She had a baby, but it was
really, really melancholy.
Yeah,
and I mean it changed tone completely to like try and make you connect and humanize this moment.
Mm.
Because just a little bit ago we were literally murdering everybody.
Really, yeah, it was like very like a vulnerable moment for Suki. I think it was her name, right?
Okay.
It's okay.
I don't remember.
What did you guys? What would you guys rate it?
I would give the film it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would give it a 7. It's very easily recommended. There's a lot of cool camera work. There's lots of there's actually a cool story there.
Yeah.
But it did feel like it dragged on a little long, and I do want to give it more respect and give it another watch.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 as well, because I'm of course gonna be recommending it to you guys and anybody pretty much to watch this movie, because again, it's an awesome female lead role. And I mean, not just that, I really don't want to emphasize too much on that. It's just a great movie all around.
Action choreography is really good.
Yeah.
Their training scenes, really.
Camera work, soundtrack, all together good
yeah.
movie. Without spoiling too much.
Yeah, we don't really want to talk about it because there's so much that could accidentally get spoiled.
There's like plot twists and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that gets revealed to you little by little, and that's really what the its biggest appeal is, especially in the second act, which where they're just kind of slowly unraveling the sweater. Weezer reference. You're welcome, Khan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, let's go. Do you want to go into some what the fuck moments?
Or yes, do you wanna... but I just want people to know that when the film starts to feel slow, it's okay. Push through that part. It'll pick back up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's definitely worth it. Especially again, like it's giving you the pieces to really drive home the third act. It makes it that much more. Gives it that much more of a punch.
Yeah.
Yee.
An atomic punch.
A sucker punch. Anyway,
That movie was alright.
yeah.
No.
I had fun.
Vanessa,
I had fun.
Vanessa
with
Hudgens.
it.
So let's see here. What the fuck moments for me? I got one, and I don't think it's gonna reveal anything. It's the moment where she's like remembering herself as a little girl, and she's hiding under the bed because like somebody like broke into their house, and they like are, you know, basically taking her dad out, and like you see the dad's head get smashed in by a mallet. Holy fuck!
If I was that little girl, I would be having nightmares for the rest of my life.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty early in the movie, and honestly, it's not a big spoiler when you think about how big the movie is.
Huge emotional scene though. When you're watching it, you're like, we were holding each other in each other's arms.
Yeah. We had to console each other.
Yep.
We were just all like,
And when you think it's done, it's not done.
No, it's pretty
pretty
gnarly.
And because you like nailed, hammer reference. Oh, sorry.
Too soon.
Too soon, man.
But-
I'm not fully recovered.
Sorry. But yeah, since you picked the one that we were all kind of thinking of, my secondary one is, without spoiling anything, when she leaps and just gets shot down.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a really easy,
Off
like,
the building.
what?
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super awesome. Well, that's pretty much it,
I mean,
guys.
like-
that was
like, it's
Oh,
hard to
there's
keep,
more.
but-
It was
but
just
there's-
this.
yeah.
The
There's-
beginning was so good. There's
Guys,
a lot of scenes. We
this-
don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, and the movie's so worth it, guys. Go check it out. Again, we didn't go into too much detail because we want you guys to just get every juicy piece of information and just enjoy it in its
experience it yourself.
Yeah.
This is an easy recommendation because you do need to like sit down and enjoy this crazy ride.
Yeah. That's the best way that you can put
push through
this.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's the best way to put this movie. It's a crazy fucking ride. So, The Villainess. Again, guys, we're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. Instagram, we're at HSTSC33.
Check us out on Facebook. We are pretty consistent on our posts, and on there, I have been starting to put together filmographies of some of our favorite actors.
Yeah. So go check those out and leave comments. And sorry about Instagram, guys. We're going to be getting back on that train or on that wagon.
It's okay. Alex is
Yeah.
working on getting married.
I'm going to get married,
You can
guys.
cut him
in
some
April.
slack.
Yeah.
And you're all invited. But yeah.
We'll be potting there. It'll be part of the
It's
speech.
going to be a live pod. Yeah, I'm going to do my wedding vows on the pod.
Patty will love it so much.
Yeah,
And then
she's
she'll get
like,
upset
"What
about it
the
later.
I'll be
Like,
so excited.
That'll be a what the fuck moment.
Yep.
And then you'll get hit with a pan.
also,
I already seen it happen.
It happens all the time.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
As is tradition in Mexican
Yeah.
weddings.
also check me out on twitch.tv/Cookie Ninja Carve. I got my affiliate code. I got 5 subscribers.
Hell
You know,
yeah.
Just come by, hang out, talk to me about games, music, movies, anime, manga, comics, beautiful ladies.
It's a good hang. It's a good hang, guys. Go kick it. We're on iTunes now, and we are now on Stitcher.
We are on Stitcher.
Not crochet.
So, yeah, we. Oh, I'm just kidding. Edit this out.
Damn you, mother.
We are on Stitcher now, guys. So, if all you Android users, jump on there, subscribe.
Apple users as well. They can
Apple
they
use-
can get Stitcher.
Yeah, awesome. And iTunes is coming soon. Of course, still on Spotify, still on YouTube. And continue to listen to us, guys. We really appreciate it. Tell your friends. We don't advertise the show, so
Tell
if you
your friends.
tell your friends to tell their friends, and then we can be friends. Hey.
And then you can watch movies, and we can watch movies, and we can talk about movies. We can watch movies together.
This film, badass.
Badass.
The Villainess. All right, guys. We will see you next week for Kung Fu Friday. Hidden Shadows of the Secret Chamber. Peace.
Ching, cha, cha.